This is hard on Kent, isn't it? Tell me why that's not the case.
Well, actually, every council has its budget, and it's up to them to perform within that budget. And there's a dispersal scheme, so it's not that every miner ends up in Kent. So it's dispersed. Hampshire gets them, Manchester gets them, London gets them. Everywhere, every county in the country gets their fair share, and it's down to that council to manage with the funds that it has.
Okay.
And previously it has been doing.
I take your point, but when you look at the figures, it does seem that Kent is spending 41.6 million. Hampshire, you're absolutely right, does have a responsibility to child migrants. It's spending 24 million. Manchester is spending 23. So why is Kent spending 41? Is it because housing costs in that part of England are just really high?
Possibly. Kent's, compared to Manchester and Hampshire, Kent's not a cheap area. Kent is expensive. It's right next to London. Some parts of it actually fall into London, such as Orpington, etc., and all of South London. You have the area. So rents are, expensive there. Costs are expensive there. Staffing is expensive there. And it doesn't help when councils also mismanage funds. I mean, recently there have been reports about Kent Council employing advisors and paying them to try and find where there was excess spending and actually turning up not much in relation. So those costs have gone. And the infamous this week, the parking costs for 600,000 that they've spent for 8 of their senior councillors for car parking, whereas the other half staff have to pay £4 an hour.
Right. I mean, that does seem remarkable. They did make an attempt at Doge, as you referenced there, and
Yes.
you're quite right. It didn't work, did it? But that effort in itself will have cost them money.
Of course, everything costs money, especially advice from professionals, and the confidence with which perhaps Reform went in and said, "Well, hold on, there's loads of wastage here. We're going to reduce this, and we're going to get rid of this," and actually found out it's a bit more harder to run a council than perhaps it does look like when you're not in power or not, in charge of a council. But once again, other councils do manage and of managing within their budget. So Reform should look at them and see how they're managing. And remember, it's not that duly unfair. It's not as if every single miner ends up in Kent.
No.
And there's about 3,000 miners that come in a year.
Right.
So if you divide that by the number of counties, then I think you'll find that perhaps they can manage.
But I think the leader of the county council has said that some of these people can be in council care until they're 25 because the system, the asylum decisions, are so slow. Does she not have a point there?
That is definitely something.